Welcome to another RSR. Tonight I'm reviewing Philadelphia Eagles 9, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 32, an NFL Super Wild Card Monday night. The Buccaneers trounce the Eagles to get to the next round against the Lions at Ford Field on Sunday afternoon, the early game on Sunday. They will play the Detroit Lions. We got Baker Mayfield versus Jared Goff. Should be a very interesting matchup, and I'll go live for that one because I think it should be a fun one. But first, let me touch on the Steelers-Bills game because I said I would do that. Steelers lose 17-31 to the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills kicked the Steelers' ass. Bills looked amazing in that game. Yeah, they got scored on a couple of times, but the Bills looked amazing. They looked strong. They didn't limp through the game. I know the Steelers sort of suck right now, but the Bills didn't limp through the game. They ended up doing pretty damn well. So they're set up well for a win on the weekend against the Chiefs at home in Buffalo. Ralph Wilson Stadium. Highmark Stadium. I get it, but you know. But at home, I like their chances because of the way they played. I told you, I got to see how they play before I'm not making the prediction till Thursday because of Friday. I got coverage for Asian Cup and Messi versus El Salvador. But I will not make my prediction till Thursday. But I will tell you this. I think I know where I'm leaning because of what I saw. But now, let's talk about the Eagles-Buccaneers game. In the first quarter, Chase McLaughlin with a 28-yard field goal to make it 0-3. David Moore with a 44-yard touchdown catch. Catches the ball, jukes a defender, finds his way to the end zone, got more, and he got to the end zone, 0-10. Second quarter, Chase McLaughlin with a 54-yard field goal to make it 0-13. Jake Elliott answers, 47-yard field goal to make it 3-13. Chase McLaughlin with another field goal, 48-yarder to make it 3-16. Dallas Goedert with a 5-yard touchdown catch, punches it in, catches it in the end zone, makes it 9-16 at the half. It is 9-16. They try to go for two, the Eagles. They don't get it. They kick the extra point. Offside is called on the Bucs. They're half yard out. They go for the tush push. Jalen Hurts gets pulled by his helmet, pulls to the side so he doesn't break the plane. Doesn't count, 9-16 at the half. Then in the third quarter, Jalen Hurts commits intentional grounding in the end zone, gets called a safety, 9-18 Bucs. Trey Palmer with a 56-yard touchdown catch, similar to how Moore got his. Caught the ball, juked a defender, burned his way to the end zone, 25-9. Then in the fourth quarter, Chris Godwin with a 23-yard touchdown catch. Baker lofts it into the air, falls right into Godwin's arms. He backs into the end zone, 9-32, and that's the way it would end. Eagles get curb stomped by the Bucs. I'm not surprised about the Eagles losing. What I'm surprised about is how the Bucs just dominated. This was all Bucs for 90 out of 100. I wouldn't say 90 out of 100 minutes, but 90% out of 100. This was a Bucs game. This was the Bucs game. This was a complete opposite of last year. They played an NFC East team in the wild card while being NFC South champions. They got curb stomped themselves. Here, they played the NFC East team and they curb stomped the NFC East team. They were dominant. Baker Mayfield's the player of the game. He is. He should have had 2 more touchdowns than he did anyway. He should have had 5 touchdowns instead of 3. Some really big drops by the offense put him in a bad position. And screwed him over from getting 5 touchdowns. This game should have been over by halftime. The fact that it wasn't is a shock. But the Bucs in the end still end up trouncing the Eagles, and the Eagles look absolutely like they had no answers. And Nick Sirianni is so paranoid about losing his job that he made himself lose his job, most likely, because the go for the tush push for a 2-pointer, and then on that 4th and 5, after another offside on the field goal attempt, gives them a 4th and 5. They go for it. They go all the way. They don't try to get the first down. They go for a touchdown. Dude, it's 4th and 5, not 4th and goal. you could get the first down and then get the touchdown. And let's just realize at that point, they would have only been 8 points down had they taken the extra point and taken that first down to get a touchdown. Had they stopped the Bucs on the drive where Godwin caught the touchdown, they would have been 8 points down. All they would have to do is score a touchdown, get a 2-point, they tie the game. They legitimately lost the game because Nick Sirianni, partly, is so paranoid that he's going to lose his job. He shot himself in the foot, and since they lost this game, he's probably going to lose his job. He's already on the hot seat. He probably knew deep down that if he loses the wild card, he's out. If he loses the divisional, depending on how he loses it, I'd say 50-50. If he loses the NFC Championship or Super Bowl, he's still in, because then Philly fans, when they had him on the hot seat 3 weeks before, they're going to have him back on high after getting to the NFC Championship. You know how this works. So his paranoia caught him up in a bad position, and he made 2 bad calls that, in the end, made this game even more of a blowout than it was. Jalen Hurts did not play that well tonight. Yes, he's injured. He made some really bad throws. The only reason he had so many yards is Devontae Smith legitimately is probably 3/4 of those yards. And then, of course, DeAndre Swift had an okay game. He had some good runs. Devontae Smith legitimately made most of the catches for the Eagles. Like, he legitimately, if they were going to win, they should have targeted him more, to be honest. He played a damn good game. Had he caught more passes, he would have ripped the Bucs up even more. I do think so. He just didn't catch those passes. Dallas Goedert, not that great. Offensive line for the Eagles wasn't as good as it normally is. The Bucs defense caught so much pressure, or pushed so much pressure on the Eagles. Shaquille Barrett got a good couple of pressures. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka almost took Jalen Hurts out from the back before he threw the ball away. But Joe Tryon-Shoyinka was freaking rumbling towards him. Like, he was a freight train, a runaway freight train on Jalen Hurts on that one play. I was like, damn. It sucks he's not starting, because I like Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. I think he's a really good defensive player. But he showed that he still got it on that play as a runaway train towards Jalen Hurts' legs. I'm surprised Jalen had time to throw it away with the way Joe Tryon was on his ass. I would thought, yeah, sure. Okay. And it wasn't a dirty hit, but he still got the hit down. Joe Tryon did. But, yeah. Baker Mayfield, again, amazing game. He was just freaking slinging it. Baker Mayfield arguably has had a better season than Tom Brady did last year. Arguably has. This Bucs team, even though they're 9-8, even though they barely won the South, now 10-8, of course, they look like they could go on a run. Like the NFC, the way it's setting up now, I know the Niners are still there, but let's be honest. The Niners did have that 3-game run where they looked fraudulent. They still can look fraudulent. They can be beat. They're not unbeatable. They're very likely going to make the Super Bowl, but they're not unbeatable. The Bucs can beat the Lions. I'm not saying they can't. They did lose earlier in the season, but I think the Bucs are better now than they were earlier in the season. Lions are better too. I think it'll be a very good game. But the Bucs could make a run. Like, seriously, even though they're the 4th seed, they're 9-8. They snuck into the playoffs only because the NFC South is so damn bad. They got that last win. They almost blew it to the Saints. They are better than last year. Like, last year was complete and utter dysfunction, sadness, depression. Freaking Bowles is a horrible defensive coordinator, head coach, and Leftwich doesn't know how to call a freaking offense. Dave Canales is such an awesome offensive coordinator. I like Dave Canales. I think he's amazing as an offensive coordinator. He's got a good brain. He's got a great brain, I gotta say. Freaking genius. Baker, awesome. And I love Tommy, but maybe it was time for Tommy to retire because, Tom Brady to retire, because Baker Mayfield, he's had a really good season. Even when they lost, he's had a really good season. Baker, I'm a Baker Mayfield truther. Let's be completely honest. I'm a Baker Mayfield truther. I'm a fan of him. I always have been, always will be. I like Baker. Baker is a damn good quarterback, and he's a damn good starter in this league. And to see him win like that, I'm happy. I'm happy for him. Probably that's half the reason why I still have a soft spot for the Bucs after Brady's retirement. I like Baker Mayfield. I just do. At this point, you may just have to keep him. If you can, you keep him. In my opinion, you do. Because I don't think Kyle Trask is ready. And might as well. If the things are going well, you might as well. Baker could still be a franchise quarterback. He's still not that old. He could still be a franchise quarterback. He feels like he is Tampa too. So you know what? I hope he stays. Baker, amazing game. He was slinging it. Frozen, well, it wouldn't be frozen ropes because they were in Tampa. He was just throwing ropes. Slinging it. Lasers. Lasers. Player of the game is Baker. Simple. Mike Evans played pretty well. Otten, after he got over his case of the drops, he played pretty well. Rachaad White, some really good runs. Of course, Godwin, Moore. Got the touchdowns. Palmer with a touchdown. Not bad. 3 somewhat no-name receivers, or at least weren't there when Brady was there. Palmer, Moore, and then, of course, Godwin, who was there during the Brady years. But Palmer and Moore, they're damn good. Remember the name. They're damn good. They're damn good. Trust me. Palmer was a little bit space cadet-y. Caused a couple of... Didn't go for the ball on that first touch, on the first drive that ended up being a field goal. And then, of course, he caused a penalty. False start. Yeah, a false start penalty during the first quarter, but he got into the game better. I think they sat him down, calmed him down, and he got better off. But other than that, I mean, the Bucs, dominant. This was the Bucs game. I don't care. Philly, you're screwed. Well, I wouldn't say you're screwed, but Sirianni's definitely screwed. He's out. He's out. Now, the question is, do you get Bill Belichick or not? Does Bill Belichick choose Philly or Dallas? If he chooses Philly, great. If he doesn't, you're in trouble. Then you're screwed. But Sirianni definitely is on his ass. Simple. We'll see what happens with Jason Kelce. He did not look happy at the end of that game. He looked like he's got a decision to make at the very least. You could tell Jason was sad. Hurts. I know he was hurt, but he didn't play well. He didn't play well. And I'm not surprised the Eagles lost. I said they were going to lose. I was right. I was right about both games today. I had the Bills winning and the Bucs winning. I'm right. 3-3 on my predictions during the wild card round. 3 out of 6. Not bad. It was 500. Could have been better. Could have been worse. But at least it was 500. Bucs are through. And there you go. With that being said, congratulations to the Buffalo Bills and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Commiserations to the Pittsburgh Steelers and Philadelphia Eagles. The wild card weekend is over. Next time you see me, I'll be live for Morocco versus Tanzania in the not the Asian Cup, the AFCON. We're also doing some Asian Cup this month, but AFCON. Morocco, Tanzania, I'll be live for, and I'll review on Wednesday. So 11 a.m. is when that starts. So about 10:55 I'll be live. Don't worry. I'll be up for it. I'll make sure of that. And I'll be live for that. So I'll see you on Wednesday. Then, of course, Thursday I'll have my NFL divisional round predictions. And then Friday, I'll be live for both Japan versus Iraq in the Asian Cup in the morning. And I'll be live for Messi, Miami versus El Salvador at night. I'll review both because why not? Then Saturday, of course, I will be live for Houston at Baltimore for my birthday show because it's my birthday on Saturday. Then I'll review both games. Of course, I'll review Baltimore, Houston, Baltimore, and San Francisco, Green Bay once the San Francisco, Green Bay game is over. It'll be out within the hour after that. Then on Sunday, I'll be live for Tampa versus Detroit, Tampa at Detroit. Then I'll review once the Kansas City at Buffalo game is over. I'll review both games. There you go. So that's what next week looks like. So Tuesday off, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There you go. So with that being said, I'll see you later. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. Good job, Bucks.